Well, good evening, everybody. This is the Wandering Yuki coming to you from a little bit of a more low-tech vibe. So, I actually came up with a little conundrum yesterday. I was working on a vlog, and I noticed that the thread over here to put any tripods in my camera actually is starting to wear out. Because you're noticing that there's no twist in here anymore. I could just push or pull and push, and it's not going to be stained whatsoever. So I need to try to find a solution for that. Like, see if there's a quick DIY solution for it. Because there's no way that I'm going to be getting this repaired by a pro, only because I'm afraid that the cost of that's going to be a bit more than the camera's actually worth. I've told you what kind of camera this is, but we're going to get to that another time, because one day I'll show you what I do when I'm recording my vlogs. But I actually have a little bit of a treat for you today. I was over in Rosemont once again. Naturally, I had to make a visit to Peluso. If you don't remember that, take a look at the link on the top right corner and you'll be able to see when I gave that little visit over the summer when I did my wandering grill. Peluso, in case you don't want to click that, is basically like a corner store, but the main draw of that is that it's a huge section of microbreweries all across Quebec, even some Ontario beer, so it's a little bit like being a kid in a candy store, or I guess a crackhead in a crack house, whatever your analogy is going to be. And I want to show you a few of the ones that I picked up today. Now, this one is from Ma Brasserie, and it's called Mont Pelican, and it's a New England IPA. So Mont Pelican, I guess Mount Pelican, you probably have to climb a mountain that's shaped like a pelican or something. I don't know. All I know is it tells you the type of hops that you can get here. You got Citra, Mosaic, and El Goddamn Dorado. I feel like that Citra hops gives a juicy flavor, at least from my experience. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research eventually to find out what's going on. But that's one of them. Next one that I found was just too awesome not to show off. Le Trou du Diable, which translates to English, the Devil's Hole. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a dirty joke. Oh, we got a cat bomb over here. Hey there, Felix. And this one I kind of wanted to showcase a while back, if I was able to find it. Shawinigan Handshake. Take note that Jean Chrétien, former Canadian Prime Minister, has given the devil a little strangle. But if you're going to go for the original packaging, it was actually Jean Chrétien strangling Don Cherry instead. Yeah, something like that. Always gives me a bit of a chuckle. Next one here is from Overhop, one that I've showcased countless times in the past. They do a lot of hoppy IPAs as well, but I got this one for the name. Summertime Real Lager. And this one seems to be like a 4.6%, so it's like unusual. It's not one of their hoppy ones. But you know, you gotta try some different stuff at times. You can't always be about the hops in the IPA. But then you can also go for the pale ales. Next one here is one from La Gabiade, which you can both find around Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, and I got it just for the name. An Evel Knievel American Pale Ale. I don't know what they were coming up with this, but I guess somebody was living through nostalgia. Look at this label, I think, I want to get a motorcycle and hop across the Grand Canyon like an idiot and see if I can, get some views on here. Or whatever the equivalent is in Quebec. So if there are any good canyons out here, leave me in a section. Sorry, I got distracted by cat. If you know any good Quebec canyons, leave it in the comments and see if maybe that's feasible. All this said, we're not going to be doing that today. We're doing one that's kind of nostalgic if you grew up in the 80s. Robots in Disguise, indeed. From the Brasserie Urbaine, I've had a few of these in the past, and I found one that was just too awesome not to do. Optimus Prime. This one is a New England Pale Ale. So unlike a New England IPA, it's probably going to be a little bit less hoppy, but still be just as juicy and citrusy. I don't know if they were coming up with this, but hops, Optimus, is supposed to transform into anything? I guess if I was going to be transformed into something, I probably would become a block of cheddar, because I am a cheese factory after all. Well, whatever the case, let's give this a little taste, see what it's like. And take note too, I'm using my trusty IPA glass tonight. Probably from what I've read before, and I know I've probably showcased on the channel a few times, when you have this little tapered part of the glass, this actually helps to circulate the hops, so it gives it a little bit more flavor. I don't know how true it is, but there's actually a beer glass for everything out on the market, so maybe one of these days I'll tell you what each one is for. Whatever the case, Felix, get your tail out. Cheers, everyone. Nice and juicy, super satisfying, a great way to end the weekend. Cheers, everybody, and Get out of the way.